Alrighty, welcome back to the jungle. I'm going to be playing Diana into Master Yi. I'm sick, and I'm joined by Waltistic in case I can't talk anymore, because I have this problem in which once I start talking, I cough like a fucking madman. So, Waltistic is a League of Legends TikTok creator. He works for many people such as Scenarius. And yeah, what's up?
Hello. I look at a lot of commentary, so you guys can go in hands. This time we're gonna be playing Diana. It's a very good champion for lower elo, since pretty much all you want to do is clear and buy a lot of items. Diana's super strong once you start getting your items. So the lower elo you go, the more you're gonna be able to get away with this. Just right-click in your camps, and then you're just gonna be 1v9. You don't even have to like interact with enemy champions.
Now, why don't I level 3 gank here?
For that exact same reason, like the chances of you getting a positive outcome out of ganking early are generally very, very low. Like, unless you can 100% guarantee within your mind that you ganking will have a positive outcome. And when I mean positive, like, you're not really looking to like, oh, I burned his flash, oh, now he's gonna miss like 2 minions. That's kind of worthless, like, in the grand scheme of things. Because again, we just said that with Diana, you want items. How do you get your items faster? If you gank, by getting a kill, right? So again, if you gank, you want to guarantee the kill. Otherwise, you are losing money. You want money. More money, stronger you are. But like, I mean, that seems kind of obvious, obviously, for every champion. But it's super important with Diana. Because other champions, they can lose a bit of money. Maybe they get XP. They'll still be strong. Diana, however, if you don't have any money, you are useless. Completely useless.
This champion also needs the levels. So whenever you gank, you give up the XP from the camp. So it's usually a 2-part thing. Oh geez, you want to fight this guy or what? With no team? Alright, let's get the hell out of here. On to our next camp. Who's with me? So this game
Here,
as well.
for example,
This game, we're running Futures Market into Master Yi for that exact reason. We want money. We want more items. Whoa. This guy has both scuttles, I suppose.
Yeah, they're doing something very awkward with the laners.
Right, he knows that I have smite, but he wins the 1v1. Where's my laners at? They are... What? Shaco's ganking. Back to our camps, man. Ay, ay, ay. Now Shaco has TP, so you would assume that he would TP mid. Nice. So even though he got both of those scuttles, we're back on our camps faster. So if I do these fast enough, I may be able to take his red side because he stopped top. So we could try for that. It just sucks that we can't cross through mid without being seen.
Now you guys might think that the G is getting ahead because he's like getting a lot of waves, but it doesn't matter. Even if he does get kind of ahead, like lane minions this early on for junglers, they're not that big of a deal, right? But most importantly, their top lanering is losing it, right? So it's not like, even if one person gets ahead, you know,
Close.
someone else has to get behind from their team.
Alright, so now Master Yi has to make a choice here. Come fight me on Raptors, do his blue side, or he's reset, so either way we're making things messy.
Here is pretty much exactly what we were talking about. Like,
Oh!
if you're just faster, oh my god,
Unlucky.
he's crazy.
44 CS. Oh, my man. Not too bad by Shaco. And then we need vision. What were you saying?
I mean, I was trying to say that, you know, even though it may look that we are falling behind, he's losing time by doing these actions. We're taking advantage of that, you know. In that case, he was taking the camps. It's just a little weird that Master Yi actually ran to his Raptors. That was like,
Yeah.
that was a very low chance of happening. But even then, like, we actually have what is called a tempo lead. We're ahead of him in time. It may just not look like it yet.
We also gave him the option to skip his camps there because we showed mid. Let's definitely get this. Not gonna futures that bad boy, that's for sure. Back to the golems. Now I could go for the scuttle, but there's no camps on the bot side there for a long time, and we're not gonna start dragon until we're level 6 against that Master Yi.
Another thing that is very important for you guys to start doing is to track the enemy jungle, right? So obviously it's like where he started, and then also pressing tab to see how many camps he has. Every camp is gonna be 4 CS, no matter what. Red buff, Raptors, everything is 4 CS, right? So if you press tab divided by 4, you'll see it. On this time, he did get some, you know, lane minions. So, but you can still have like a good idea. Like here, for example, we were able to know that he already did all of his bot side camps and he's moving to his top side. Why? Because he did Raptors and then we still saw him bot lane for a while. That means he's probably looking at his Crocs, etc. Has he recall yet? He did recall.
He dodges my ulti here.
We still win.
Oh.
So here is that tempo lead we were talking about very clearly. Why? Because we are level 6 to his level 5.
Because we did more camps, baby. We don't need the ganks. We don't need minions. We need camps.
So even though he probably had more gold spent on items, right? He had like a dagger and 2.
Right, he has a dagger over us effectively.
Yeah, he has more attack speed and arguably more damage because he's AD and we're AP right now. But that's the tempo lead. Because we had more XP out of clearing more, we're able to just kill him, right? If he was level 6, this would have been completely different.
He even dodged our ulti with the Q. Will we make him play that?
He essentially played perfect, but it doesn't matter.
True. Now, we're taking the minions, but this is not worth a lot of our time. It's just dealing with Shaco feeding. And then back to the camps. With our ulti down, we're always going to be farming. If any camps are up and your ulti is down and you're not farming, you're having some issues up there in the noggin department, you know what I'm saying? You're neurodivergent, you know what I'm saying. Me, I'm just
relatable.
I'm a normal guy. It all goes the way it's supposed to up there. Now my ulti's coming up, so I can skip Gromp here. Especially where these guys are fighting. Ugh.
We're seeing them blow some, so the chance of this working is pretty high. So even though our bot lane is completely useless here, in the sense that, well, this scenario they're dead. But let's say they were not dead, there would be 1 HP. There's still a high chance this works, because now we know the enemy bot lane has no summoners. We don't have flash, but we can probably get at least one of them.
Oh, what a bad choice by him. He should have taken the blast cone. Anytime now, partner. Keep...
Right now, Sawyer is still somewhere in the jungle. I'm not exactly sure if this is worth chasing. Okay. She probably already recalled.
Yeah, so since Master Yi's top, he took Rift.
Yeah, Master Yi's still wasting a lot of time top. Again, about jungle tracking, try to keep in mind like where Master Yi has been, where he's gonna go, etc. Right? After we killed him, we knew he only had topside camps. So he went there, he cleared those. We saw him do Herald, and after all this fight that we did bot lane, he was still topside, now with no HP. That means he's been in topside for a long ass time, right? All of his bot camps are up. He already did his topside camps. He did the Herald. He's still top, so now he's recalling that. That's essentially all the time that he's giving us to do whatever the hell we want. That's the only reason we're able to like get Dragon in this scenario. If he was recalling right after the Herald, for example, he probably would have made it bot, and we can't take Dragon that easily. So it's important to actually keep in mind where the jungler is, because they just let you get stuff for free, right?
If you're paying attention, then it opens up that opportunity.
Not to mention, if you also start pinging where Master Yi is, if you're tracking him properly, you can just help your laners, because now they know where they are and they don't like need to track the jungler themselves.
Owned. Immediately too, as soon as she dives, I'm back to my camps.
Yep, right now there's no objectives, so pretty much the only thing we have to do is clear camps. The only time a team should really be fighting is when there's objectives, right? When you can get the kill and then use that kill to get something else. Right now there's nothing else to get, so you just clear your camps.
Nice.
And we get a shutdown too, that is great.
Well, Sneaky, sneaky. Oh. He wants me to face check. We won't be doing that. Q, auto, auto, W, auto, auto. Come here, Buster. Ah! Okay.
This is one of the reasons why looking at the map and moving your camera is so important. Because we were looking at mid-fight when it was happening, we know they had no important spells and they lost so much HP that we can be looking to do this. Because there is no way we die, right? It's not guaranteed that we kill them, but the chance of it is pretty high and the chance that we die is 0. That is the most important thing.
Exactly, there's no risk. And Master Yi's dead, so it's not like we're wasting time where he's farming and we're not. So now we're level 9, that gives us our Q max, and that's like a pretty important step whenever you're farming a lot. You want to get to these power spikes like level 9, level 13, and also level 11, where you get your first ability maxed, your ulti, getting 2 points in that, and then also, let's defend bot, getting your second ability maxed. Because then you're pretty much farmed and you enter the mid game, and that's the whole juice of ramping up like this. I forgot to mention too, that's why we build Nashers, farm faster.
Exactly.
I was on the Protobell
one-shotting
train.
camps.
Yeah, I was on the Protobell train for quite some time, but Nashers is truly the truth. What you were saying about moving your camera too, I've been playing on PvE a lot. The map is much bigger, and that becomes a lot more true as the game's going to change, where there's going to be a lot more like macro movement, and you're going to need to track it a whole lot more whenever the map changes go through.
Yes, all the rotations are going to be completely different. This also changes warding, so just paying attention to what's going on in the map is going to be super important. So if you can get the habit already when it's like easier, then it's going to put you ahead of the curve.
Ahead of the game.
Right now, Herald is in 1 minute. Now, first Herald and second Herald, I want to think this information is going to be valid after the changes, that there's still going to be 2 Heralds. The first Herald
there's one
is
Herald.
great for plays. There's only one?
Yeah, there's only one at 14, and then you have these Void Grubs, which gives you a minor buff that's like more damage to turrets. Similar to
okay,
old
so
Earth
essentially
Dragon.
there's only second Herald, right?
Yes, and there's only one the entire game.
Well, the second Herald is usually, unless they're changing it a lot, like how it works, it's just good when you're ahead and you want to end the game faster. Other than that, the second Herald does not provide a lot of value. So you can give it up, you can play for something else or just do your camps. That will get you more ahead than half a tower worth of damage.
Rest in peace, noob. So yeah, they killed mid lane. That means we are not winning the objectives. But we get to keep farming in the meanwhile here. My bot lane's feeding, my mid lane's feeding. So then
Another thing is that we might be able to make a choice. Master Yi has to go for one Herald. I mean, one objective. While the other one is still
Sivers
alive.
here, I'm so screwed. Ah! Okay, at least we got one, but damn. I've been counter-ganked by Sivir.
Thankfully, we had a very low shutdown, even though we were 4-0. But
That was a bad move.
yes, at this point in the game, since we're the only Fed members on our team, I think the other Fed member is a Shaco, so that's not that,
Oh god.
what shall we say, not very powerful, you know? So it's most important for us right now to just not die, get as many resources as possible, so we can actually carry with our lead.
With that in mind, we are pathing topside. Run away from bot lane.
There's still 2 objectives up and a realistic inside tower, so we might be able to get away with an objective, but we need to pay attention to what the enemy team is going to be doing and where they're going to be grouping. Because it's going to be up to us. We cannot fight an objective. This is important. You guys need to know if you can even fight an objective before you even try to do so. Right? Like, right, if you guys were playing Dyna right now, that's the question you should be asking. Can I fight for Dragon? Can I fight for Herald? If the answer is yes, then you can do that. If the answer is no, then the only way you take that objective is if they're giving it to you for free. Like, the enemy is not trying to contest it at all. Here is where tracking the enemy opponents is very important. Because if you see all of them bot side, then that means they're not going to be up in top, fight you for Herald, right? And vice versa. If you're looking at them up on the upper side of the map, then you can take bot side. Right now we have Sivir in mid, Syndra and Ashe have both rotated to mid. So when they're in mid, you just need to pay attention to where they're posturing towards. Are they going to go to the Herald or are they going to go towards the Drake? Because you need to be very careful to not really commit to something, right?
That's what I'm thinking.
Right now we're doing Herald.
That's Sivir showing mid. Like, yeah, we start this Herald.
We could see them choose the dragon with let's take the other thing, because that's the thing. You
I call this trading
don't want
this for
someone
that.
Exactly. You don't want the enemy to be able to get something for free. You want to grab something in return. You will see this a lot, being called like cross mapping. They take bot tower, I take top tower, right? It's not always about fighting and defending one thing. You can just give it and take something of equal or greater value, all right? You're trading it in your blender for a microwave, right?
All right, we trade top turret for this mid turret. You like this? Sivir juiced more than anyone ever. So screw that. You guys aren't defending mid. Don't mind if I do.
Yeah, so here we might even get the second mid tower. We're Diana, so we take towers really fast. That's one of our major strengths. We one-shot towers thanks to our passive. So this is something that you really want to start looking to do as Diana in the mid to late game. Just pushing towers. You're really great at this.
Whoa, close. If my team didn't back off, we had that guy. They're just welling on him.
Yeah.
Oh,
sometimes they'll follow up, sometimes they won't.
What is she doing? That's the first cough 18 minutes in. We're not doing bad. Okay.
So this is a huge mistake by the enemy team. You guys need to pay a lot of attention for this kind of stuff when you're playing from behind. You guys shouldn't fall behind, but your team can. This would be that example. Your team is behind, but these are the mistakes that you're looking for. She had 1,000 gold bounty, so looking for someone to be overextended, to be alone, to just miss positioning. If you can get that bounty, not only does your team get 1,000 gold, but their most fed carry cannot be obtaining more gold during that time.
Just shook my red buff. Any tips on avoiding that?
You pray.
Why is my red side warded? Is Sivir dropping this damn ward in there? Like, what's the deal? Alright, so we're level 13. That gives us our W max. One of the noob traps apparently on Diana is building Jack Show second, and that's how they want to get their durability. But us, we farm. And then we get not only HP from our levels, but then we also get more points in the W. That will increase the shield, therefore giving us more HP. So that's way more efficient than investing so much of our gold into what is just a whole bunch of resistances and HP on a champion that has AP scalings on every single part of the kit. Not a single thing goes to waste whenever you're building AP. And the whole goal of the champion being skirmish and fight and deal a good amount of damage while also surviving. Because you always have to think of it as that mix.
Yeah, not to mention Conqueror, when fully stacked, will essentially give you Omnibamp. You just heal more. You just heal based on the damage that you do, right? So if you deal more damage, you heal more HP.
Look at how fast we clear that. Lol. Now here we need
just
control.
On 2 items.
This is a very bad spot where Shaco's dead. Thank God.
So they're not actually starting Baron. Right now, if they were on Baron, we will be unable to fight it. Right? Again, you guys need to be able to know that ahead of time.
Okay, noob down. That was a risk, but I'm like, okay, it's it's an enchanter support. We got this. Okay,
yes, when your team is behind, I want to say, you guys want to be, even when you're behind, you want to look for risks, but they have to be calculated, right? Generally, you'll hear people tell you like, take 70-30, right? 70% chance of it going well, 30% chance of it going bad. I heard this a lot when I was a noob. So that when you're behind, you can actually kind of change the percentage. You can go a little bit more for coin flips things. It just depends if you're the one that's behind or if it's your team. Since we are the carry in our team, we still want to be on the safer side, but if we don't take any risk, we're just going to lose. So what would you rather have? A good KDA or a winning spree?
Whoa, my team's throwing right here. We had it. We had Dragon, I swear. Okay.
Yeah, this is pretty bad.
Okay.
But we might be able to catch Sivir.
I think I stay in fog here.
Yeah, we need her to go into us.
Okay. She's pincered. She flashed. Run! Maybe go in, damn.
We can maybe do something.
I want dragon. We don't have to commit because there's no onus to win this fight.
Yes.
Since they're
right
already
now,
chunked, we
they're
can
wasting
punish.
time.
Yeah,
this is one thing that you guys have to take in mind. Even if you don't kill them, they still have to recall, right? So that's almost as good as killing them. Why? Because they have to spend time going to base and then walking from base to the objective when we can be on the objective immediately, right? So here, for example, they used that time and they didn't go straight for the dragon. They went for the Irelia. So here is also trading. We're not letting them kill Irelia for free. We get this in return.
Champ like this too that scales so hard, I always feel like the dragon feels like I'm denying them rather than getting it myself.
Yes, that's also very important in League. It's not just about dragons, but sometimes you want to get stuff, not because it gives you something, but because it takes it away from the enemy. It is possible to even take heralds and never put them down, just because you don't want them to have any gold XP, or even the herald itself.
Alrighty, I got Zonia's because Master Yi, Syndra, Cassante, even the Sivir, they have a lot of burst, and they're also primarily AD damage. Zonia's can kind of stifle your build, but since we're against so many squishy targets, it should be fine, where we have Proto Belt and then a bunch of AP packed into everything else. But I want that.
If you guys want a really good like rule of thumb when you're buying items, you really want to buy damage when you're pretty much even or behind, right? Because you need that damage. If you're ahead, however, you already have enough damage to kill them, so you can use that money to build defensively instead, right? So in this example, because we've been so ahead, we were able to buy Tavais early, and now we can invest more gold into our Sonias.
Nice. Zonia's? Nice, we Zonia's their Q. Come on, die! Nice. We can pincer this guy, but he needs to dance. He's so fast! Dude, wait till you see the new Cosmic Drive, too. It's messed up what they did. Yeah. Now, Master Yi's dead for 19. That's not long enough to do the Baron itself. So what I'm going to do...
we can get a side tower here.
Nah. If we push, they respawn in time and they have the Hextech gates. So we'll reset and then get to our bot side camps faster.
I agree. But it's very important for you guys to be asking these questions. What can I get? Especially when they're dead. You know? You essentially want a checklist. The first one would always be, can I end the game? Right? But usually the answer is no. The second one would be a major objective like Baron, because then you end the game with the Baron. Let's say you can't get Baron.
Wait,
here we couldn't because...
Can I stop you real quick? Whenever I was a noob, I would always, like, my first thought was, like, can I end? Like, for some reason, we got a kill, come mid-game, that's when it turned on. And I would just push a damn lane every time I got a kill, not knowing, like, how far I could go. But then I learned how far I could go just by playing, you know? Push, 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 die. And then, yeah, that was the juice. But that was legit one of my thoughts as a noob. What can,
yeah, because trial and error is gonna how you're gonna learn if you can end or not.
Oh boy, they have a lot of error pushing on Renekton, hitting that funny turret, and getting 5-man. And nothing happens in low elo. Whenever you push by yourself, you die, and 5 people come to kill you, and your team does nothing.
Yeah, I know that all too well.
So Dragon's
right now we might
up.
see it. I feel like we might see the 5 people on Irelia.
Yeah, we'll see it.
Let's see.
Let's ward the...
Master Yi is walking down.
Let's ward this Baron. Alright.
She died 1v1. If she was not dying 1v1, I'm pretty sure that would have happened. And this is Diamond, right? Like we were thinking low elo, like, I don't know, below Diamond. But it happens even at Diamond, right?
All the time.
And generally, guys, it's a mistake if you guys are the one on the other side, not the one getting collapsed.
Poke. Not committing. Oh my god.
Alright, Cassante's alone in our jungle.
That's a whole Cassante, level 9. Level 16, run! Whoa! Guy needs to run from me.
She should still have no flash. We've been tracking her summoners. Doesn't look like Cassante has ult, so we might be able to jump on backline.
Nice. Nice. See ya. Oh, my W almost owned.
I'm pretty sure we live here with, like, we managed to live long enough to kill Master Yi because we didn't build Jackshaw. Like, you guys saw how we got maximum value out of her W while dealing just enough damage to kill him. This is why we're going full AP.
If we didn't have that damage, dude, I needed that damage on the Sivir, or I die before her and they get Baron easily.
Exactly. Like, if you guys are ever ahead when playing Diana and you build Jackshaw, you guys are gonna realize just how weak your champion becomes no matter how ahead you are. You just stop being able to do the things that you are supposed to be doing.
They've also built Magic Resist, the Master Yi and the Cassante, and then it's really up to Ezreal and Irelia to take over the brunt of damage on champions that do that against Diana, because like her Void Staff sucks. It's you still just have to build a bunch of AP. It's the only way you like chew through that. Yeah, my team overstepped here, but it's whatever. They wasted their time for like the 50 billionth time here.
Exactly. This is how you guys get ahead when the enemy is just
Look at the
wasting
CS
time.
lead.
Almost 100 CS ahead from the enemy jungler, and this is all just from prioritizing clearing camps over doing dumb stuff, you know, like forcing fights, ganking the mid laner, you know, all of these things just put you behind in the long run.
Oh me. Okay.
This is a good way to sort of visualize it. When you get ahead in tempo, you know, you get ahead in time, the more time that passes, the more ahead you become.
We should try for Baron here. The Master Yi is up, but his Cassante isn't for 25.
So again, very important, guys, if you guys are gonna go into a fight, try to be mindful of like what summoner spells do they have, what cooldowns. You saw how in the fight before, we knew Sivir didn't have flash, so we felt very comfortable just jumping on her. This fight, Sivir is dead, but she would have flash this time.
Okay, good smite. Okay.
Now Ashe doesn't have flash, that's also important information.
Nice CC, baby! Don't chase, don't chase. Syndra is somewhere, man. She was in our jungle. Let's reset. Tempo time. Now, what do you think our next play is here? We got Baron, we're juiced. What are you thinking?
I think once you have Baron, it's very important to stop clearing camps. You guys only get around 5 waves off a Baron buff, so it's very important for you guys to be pushing. The only time you should be clearing camps is if your team is like not really in lane. Let's say right now all of your teammates are in base and you're coming out of Diana. You have a little time to maybe clear a wolf camp, but then you want to be instantly on those waves. Something that is very normal to sort of here is the 1-3-1. You know, 1 person top, 3 people mid, and 1 person bot. But that's a bit outdated, you know? Right now grouping is generally a bit better, like 1-4 or all 5 people in a lane.
Ah! No,
Very
we messed this one up. Don't ult me, man. Oh, there's no turret.
Yeah, we should be looking to get away now.
It's okay. It's not okay. Where's my team?
Yeah.
That's a lot of damage, though.
This is technically a blunder from us by trying to look for a fight when we have Baron. That's a very common mistake, I would say. Like, yeah, Baron does give you a few fighting stats, you know, AD, AP, empowered minions if you're fighting with a wave. But ultimately, the goal for you should to just be taking towers. It's very hard for the enemy to sort of punish you. Even if you're not the one hitting the tower, the minions themselves are going to be dealing so much damage. So if you can just keep the enemy from killing the minions themselves, you can end up just taking their whole base. Even as Diana, we know that fighting is one of our strengths, so we can look to do that. But at this point in the game, we take towers so fast that we can even consider split pushing if we don't have a good team fight. In this scenario, I would argue we probably don't have that good of a team fight because of the champions our teammates just happen to pick. Honestly,
So,
they
yeah,
look kind of useless.
Right here, we're trying to abuse tempo. We did not have it. We did not have the
Exactly.
juice. Because of these fucking base gates. We can be out.
When we mean abusing tempo, we mean that we get to their jungle fast enough that they face check us and we can kill them before the enemy, like their teammates arrive, right? But we didn't actually have enough time to do that, right? You need to be able to know how much damage you deal and how much time you actually have to kill them. That's gonna come with practice, so you know. Practice that at the risk of losing games.
Let's say experience then, because it's not so much a practice. When the opportunity presents itself, like that's
yeah. When you know, you'll know.
And one who does knows more than the one who thinks. But one who thinks will have a better idea. I think we win this. Ulti.
Fury would only take you so far.
Yeah, we're losing. Dodge knockup. My like 5th W right here.
Oh my god.
Cassante is a champion, don't forget it. There's no objective up for a little bit.
Guys, if you watch this far, put the Cassante copy pasta in the comments.
Ay Dios. Let's just recamp for closer to
And now here is where the game is getting a little bit hard, you know? We're getting really close
I
to
can't
our
believe
max
it. Like
build.
this Baron, this can lose the whole game.
Yeah.
Right, guy right there.
At this point, the gold swings can be very drastic. You can be 10k gold ahead, and one bad fight can maybe even lose you the game or just completely flip the gold lead, right? Not to mention, people are starting to reach that point where they're full build, meaning they're gonna start getting gold they can't even use. So the gold lead essentially stops existing, because what's the point of having gold if you can't spend it?
Bob, we need Void Staff. We need a good fight.
Yeah, everyone is getting very close to level 18. And you know what that means? 1 minute respawn timers. You can do a lot in 1 minute.
I'm doing a risk right here.
And so this is one of those risky plays. We need to be aware where all of the opponents are. We see Master Yi, we see Cassante. Where's the rest of the team? If we spend a little more time, or Irelia... Oh, we're recalling. I was thinking, Irelia is showing,
I wanted,
so maybe...
I wanted to find Master Yi on Golems. And then he went that way.
I see.
Yeah. And, or Cassante... Oh, shit. He's doing a risky one. Not so risky.
Okay, so here it's up to our team to survive. We don't actually want to fight this.
And Diana just has to watch it happen. If you get close to that... Ah! Run! Shit! Ulti!
Yeah, we might be able to win this.
Not even close, man.
Yeah, I don't think we're ahead enough.
And it's over!
Sadly,
because we threw right here.
Yeah, that one play with Baron. They might be able to, you know...
Come on, Shaco.
All enough. But, yeah.
Sante is crazy. Nah. Delete this champ, come on.
3 patches
GG.
nerfing him were not enough.
GG. Proto Belt final damage 800. Nashor's Tooth 3,400. That's like pretty good. That's similar to Kraken Slayer. It's also like similar to a Bork if you're an assassin. So for that item to have that much damage onto champions, whenever it's mostly for our clear, is not too bad. Then final damage to champions 3,100. Going into the mid and late game, we didn't have many opportunities to team fight as well, like super good ones. And then our skirmishes were also pretty risky, so it makes sense that our damage is a little lower. Diana's an assassin champ, so even if your game's going good, you might not have most damage all the time. Oh, fuck. Okay, and then the recap is like, we farmed. Master Yi wasted his time, and we took the map for it without making mistakes. And then the 2 mistakes I made, what was the first one? It was around Dragon, I feel like. Oh, I tried to fight Cassante, who was taking mid turret after my mid laner had died. And what was more important, even though I have the lethal on him, what's more important is that I play it in such a way that I stay alive no matter what. And flanking him and engaging on him put me in a risky position to then be counter-ganked by Sivir ADC. So that was a pretty big mistake because that lost me a dragon, it lost me tempo. And then that second one, oh my god. taking a fight into their red side instead of pushing the lane with Baron. My bad. Waltistic, do you know how many times I've said in a commentary, whenever you get Baron buff, you want to push a lane. And it's that simple. And here I am. Thoughts?
Oh, it takes a lot of practice, you know? Like being just the self-discipline to even just do what you're saying. I can relate a lot. Just kind of forcing yourself to do the right thing. You know, it ultimately this is a game, so sometimes you're just gonna try and do the thing that's fun, you know, fighting enemy champion.
Well, it's not that sometimes... it was fun. I genuinely thought I won that. Whoever arrives, I think I win. And then it's Cassante.
No, that's what I mean. There's no need. Even if you win that, like it doesn't really
and then I'm trying to abuse the enemy's tempo because it's like they're going to be in different spots trying to collect farm as that wave's coming in. But I was wrong. They weren't doing anything. And then who arrives? Cassante, the worst person for me to be in a 1v1 with.
And I gotta tell you, this is gonna happen a lot more in lower elos because people don't really have a plan. So they're gonna be in places where you don't think they're gonna be.
Right. They're not gonna be farming. And if you push into their jungle, you're gonna outnumber yourself. You're gonna be walking into more people than you have around you. So if you push a lane, you avoid all of this. And then if a fight happens there, we're kind of actually useful. Oh, yeah. I can't believe I threw right there. Jungle, one mistake, lose already. GG. Thanks for watching, guys. Thank you to Autistic for the extra commentary. I didn't have to cough my brains out during this. And more League content coming soon with a less nasally voice. Alrighty. Thanks, guys. Peace. Bye-bye.